I don't want to build a business like this because it was a very dirty industry. I had some very bad failures. I had lost money on some occasions. They're taking advantage of you. And it's also dangerous. And I said, where's the manager? He said, oh, we got stabbed last night.
Oh, man. I'm curious. Here's a question we got from people on YouTube. If someone has between $1,000 and $10,000 today to invest, they can spend on whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they had to turn it into $100,000 within 3 years.
Oh, okay.
What steps should they take? And obviously this is not a guarantee, but if you're like, you have to turn this 1,000 into 100,000 or 10,000 into 100,000, what would you invest in right now and how would you manage it over the next couple of years?
So I'm going to give you kind of a longer answer than maybe you were hoping for on this one.
Give it to me.
I'm going to start by telling you what you should not do.
Okay.
Because the first time I remember, I had $1,000 extra on my bank account. I was in high school. And what I did with that is I took the $1,000 and I went out and I bought a watch.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and this watch was very studded up. It was all crystals, and I was like, "Ooh, it's a nice watch."
Clean.
So what happened with what happened with that watch? Well, I made that watch company richer. I made the jewelry store owner richer, and now that $1,000 watch today is worth maybe $50. Right? It was just a show. So my value of my investment dropped like a rock. But now these companies made money, which now they could take that and invest in more products, more inventory, more marketing, more whatever. So the first thing is you got to understand that you want to put it in something that's going to help make you more money. So I'll give you my personal experience because I saw the biggest returns by investing in me, but that will be more of an active investment. And then you have the opportunity for a passive investment, which is why it's a longer answer than what you were probably hoping for, but I'll try to get to all the answers there. So I feel like everybody, who, especially if you had the entrepreneurial mindset, you go through these phases where you first go through this like, I'm a hustler, side hustler phase, and then maybe you become like a solopreneur, and then you become an entrepreneur, and then you become a small business owner, and then you kind of go to that business owner route. So you kind of go through these phases because initially, when I first started as a side hustler, I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. I was just trying to make some money.
Trying to make some cash on the side.
Exactly. You're just starting off. For me, I started off in the event planning space. So I was in college. I started hosting teen parties for other kids in college. And I didn't really have any money to spend. I was 17 years old when I started. So I was like making very not attractive deals to me, but it was the only way I could get started. Because what I did was I would go to venues to host a party, and I wanted a venue that wouldn't charge me any money up front. And in exchange, they would say, just give us 50% of every dollar that you earn. So if I made $1,000 in revenue from cover charge, right, $10 to come in, I give the venue, the club, whatever, $10 or $500. And then I didn't have money for a DJ.
Right.
So I said, look, DJ, I need someone to play music. Let's work out a deal. They took 50% of what I was left with.
Oh, man.
So I would give them, left for 500. They would take 250. Now, luckily, the business was able to grow where, we were making on the low end a couple grand a night. And then what was I able to do? I was able to negotiate better deals. And then I was able to start investing my money into marketing. So I started taking some money, and I remember the first thing that we did was I started investing my money into flyers. It was $100 at the time to print 5,000 small flyers. And so I got creative, and I was like, look, before the event, we need to distribute all 5,000 flyers. We cannot have them in our possession anymore. And I can't do this myself, so I need salespeople essentially. But I don't want to pay for salespeople.
Street team interns, college students. Yeah.
So what do? I'll give you VIP entry into the party, which doesn't cost me a penny. Yeah. And I will give you a shout out at the party. Doesn't cost me anything. Makes you feel cool, makes you feel exclusive. You get to walk past the line. You have this lanyard that says you're this, VIP, whatever. And so now I have people at some of the biggest colleges in my area passing out flyers, trying to get everybody to come because now you want to be one of those people. So, I got these free salespeople that are trying to promote it.
Smart.
And you have to be creative. And that now starts to multiply that money. And that's when I realized that I'm just a side hustler. I will never be able to build a business on this. I don't want to build a business like this because it was a very dirty industry, which is why I got out of it. I did not like the scene. So I left that and started kind of going down more the entrepreneurship route, not going more into innovation. So I started a sock company. So now I'm starting to invest money, my own dollars, into the sock company. That way now I can build a product, build inventory, build a website, build advertising, build marketing. And now I'm able to grow this much faster because now I have some skills that I learned from my mistakes because I screwed up a lot. My first event was a complete flop. I had some very bad failures. I had lost money on some occasions. It was when you deal with club owners, you're dealing with very interesting people and you learn very quickly, right? I'm a 17-year-old going up to some of these club owners trying to figure out the game, and they're taking advantage of you. And it's also dangerous. I remember one time I went to a club to talk to the manager because we had a party the next week, and I said, "Where's the manager?" He said, "Oh, we got stabbed last night."
Oh man!
And so you learn very quickly to protect yourself, to protect your own interests. I mean, you're literally. I mean, there was a lot of physical stuff that happened. I mean, I was the bouncer in a lot of it. So you learn to protect yourself physically, learn to protect yourself mentally, you learn to protect yourself financially. So I had to learn very quickly. And so now I take the things I learned. I'm in a much safer, much smoother, much cleaner industry, the sock industry, but I start to learn and I start to apply some of the same marketing. How can I be creative in the marketing? How can I get people to learn? And you can't learn this in a textbook. You just have to try, be willing to fail. And so same thing there. Now I kind of go into the entrepreneurship route, and now I'm starting to learn and I start to sell. And then I realize my passion isn't in socks. I like the socks, I like the business idea, but my passion isn't there. My passion is more on the financial side. So now I was also doing Minority Mindset as a hobby. Minority Mindset starts to grow, and then I start to build things like Market Briefs, which is our financial newsletter. So now I'm building Market Briefs, and now I'm turning more into like from the entrepreneur to the small business side. Because in Market Briefs, I am not the only worker, right? On the Minority Mindset channel, it's my face, it's me talking, and it's we have video editors and all that, but it's mainly me. If I'm not working in Minority Mindset, we're not making any more content and it's not growing, which is okay, right? It's not for me like as my business. For me, it's my way of helping to pursue my passion and my mission to help spread this sort of financial education, the things that I was never taught.
Yeah.
But my business now, Market Briefs, we have a whole team, right? We have people that lead the creative side, that write the newsletter every day. We have the business development team. We have the operations people. So we have a full team that are doing it. And if I were to not go into work tomorrow, or if something were to happen to me, the business will continue without me.
Right.
And so, it's a matter of flipping that money into the next thing, to the next, and being willing to invest the time, the education. So for me, it took me a solid decade. So I don't have a better, in 3 years, I couldn't figure out how to do it. It took me a long time to figure it out. And
maybe you could do it now.
Now it's
turn 1,000 into 100,000.
I could do it in significantly faster than a year.
I think one of the things is that I'm hearing you say is, invest that 1,000 into a skill. Invest it into a skill.
You will get the best return.
And put it into, that could be, okay, I'm going to buy a camera and for the next 2 years master becoming great at using the camera, whether it be video or photography, and then start working with clients and making some side income, and then using that money to reinvest in more equipment.
Exactly.
Using that money to maybe have someone else help me to scale my side business.
Yeah.
And then have that cash to invest in other things as well. It's like, and then develop new skills, and new skill, and new skill.